Nah.
IDM one.
Yeah. Thanks, fam.
You can turn my cable out now.
This goes out to all the guys who like to play basketball in the rain with no clothes on. This is for you. I know Jesus saves. I wish he'd save us from this podcast. I know he looks after you and me, but I wish he'd take us far away from here.
What are you guys most excited about? What are you guys most excited about? I know you want to do the show.
Listen to the free show. I don't have $5. Have $5. I will annoy you in the chat room. Annoy you in the chat room. I don't have $5. Have $5. I will listen to the free show. Listen to the free show. I don't have $5. Have $5. I want my money. I want my money back. I want my money.
What up, everybody? Welcome to IDM. I'm your host, Blue Shorts. It's like about to my left is Oathman, Sheridan. To my right, we are joined on this very special day by one Matt Valdez and one Trav T-shirt.
What's
Welcome
good?
to the Doghouse, boys.
Let's go. Yeah, let's go. I'm ready.
That's-
Thank you guys for coming by.
Yeah, thanks. We are at Valdez's brand new single family home.
That's right.
And is it Reston or Herndon?
Herndon.
Herndon, Virginia. Yeah.
That's right.
You won't give out his address.
No, you won't.
It's 1653. Yeah, it's good to get you guys in here and good to be reunited, guys. It's been a long time.
Yeah,
feel
I
like.
know. A lot of things have happened. You've had a baby. I don't think I've seen you since you had your kid.
Yeah.
So congratulations.
I'm still trying to lose the baby weight, but I got a couple pounds to go.
How old's your daughter?
About 5 months.
5
Damn.
months.
I thought you guys hung out all the time, Valdez. With shorts.
Oh,
No.
awkward.
For real, you did?
No, I just assumed. I
Yeah.
don't know.
No, not that much,
Oh.
but not that much.
No, you're literally like 10 minutes from me. So,
Shorts doesn't hang out with anybody.
yeah, I'm
None of us hang out with. I mean, do you guys hang out with people?
I have 0 friends.
Yeah.
Like literally not one.
Yeah. The close.
Everyone thinks Drab and I are close friends. We barely see each other after
Yeah.
hours.
This is so indicative of the epidemic of men being lonely in their 30s and 40s. It's raging through the country right now. Men are so lonely.
I don't know. I feel like that. Like friends don't make me happy.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I know.
Like what makes me happy? I don't know. Like sitting in my room watching TV.
Yeah,
maybe
dude.
Playing some video games, playing with my kids.
I kind of get nice to be
Sleep.
alone.
Yeah.
It's like my element, you know?
I see Drab so much. I don't want to see him afterward.
Yeah.
Well, social interaction is important. Like Blue Short, I don't know how Blue Shorts did it. When COVID came, Blue Shorts stayed home, right, and never
Yeah.
left his house, never talked to anybody.
Yeah.
That would be tough. So we have social interaction at work. But outside of that, I don't really need friends.
Yeah, shorts. It
So
says
true.
volume levels, Oathman notably higher than everyone. Drab 2, Valdez 3, shorts quiet.
Okay, I'll work on that. Keep
All
going.
right.
Oh,
Thank
there
you,
you go.
Smiths.
Such like a
That's-
flashback of a nightmare for me.
Yeah. What?
This is
From just
nightmare
doing Big O and
fuel.
Duke's podcast
Oh,
at,
yeah.
in someone's house, and,
Oh, I-
and nothing ever works. And then you got the host going, "Well, fix it."
Come on,
Producer,
we're on the air.
Fix
You're
it.
like, it's not really on the air. I mean, it's mega
So I'm the
upload.
drug teacher.
Well, kind of.
Yeah.
You're a jack of all trades.
Wait, was Shorts ever responsible for back during the LeVar and Dukes days? Was he ever responsible for the mics and shit like that when we were broadcasting live
I don't think
from Hard Times in Fairfax?
I would bring them, but I didn't like set them up.
There was
No,
just
Bear.
a poor bear sweating his
Yeah,
ass
yeah.
off, just
Gotcha,
nervously
babe.
trying to keep his cool.
Yeah.
Poor guy.
Dude, we do all that stuff in house now.
What do you mean?
Oh,
like,
yeah.
you got
Like
your-
we just have random part timers who are now
Oh.
engineers, and everything is like you got to do everything.
Oh, okay.
You gotta run the
Jack of
board.
all
You got to do
trades.
updates. You got to be engineers.
Yeah,
yeah. That's
So,
how you keep your.
You got to do it all.
Yeah.
You got to host.
Do,
The
wait,
mics
do you
go
guys still
down.
have the zombie engineers that work there still? Shorts, what did you call that one guy? Brain dead or something?
Oh, you better not be talking about Roger.
No, that's
That's Trimmer.
Well, Roger's
Oh, he's a
special,
very
but yeah,
sweet guy.
Yeah, he's the
a very
best.
nice
Look,
guy,
some of us are special, but we've got our own special little niche in this life.
yeah.
My girls actually think Roger's one of my best friends because Roger comes to my house.
Does he really?
Oh.
Yeah,
You
So you do hang out with
You
people.
invited
No,
those
no.
creeps over.
Hang out with
You
me.
motherfucker.
yeah. That's where I'm at in my life. I hang out with our autistic engineer.
This
No,
is how you do a math problem, babe.
And he's my handyman.
You pay him to do handiwork?
Well, like
You pay him in
No,
friendship?
he trades like
I trade services.
services.
Wait, what services do you provide?
I ride with him to Winchester to like work on radio towers.
Oh, whoa,
Yeah.
that's cool.
No, like I don't do anything. I just
You just
like,
keep
read
him
numbers
company
to him,
and
keep him company.
Learn,
Yeah.
quote unquote.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
How are those levels now, guys?
yeah. Guys, let us know.
And we patted pretty good, didn't
I don't
we?
know. Everything sounds the same to me.
I know.
That's the
Uh,
problem. That is the problem with this board.
Yeah.
Everything will sound exactly the
What is
same.
that? Behringer? What kind of board is that?
Get Roger over here. He'll figure it out.
Oh, dogs are already throwing topics at us, topic ideas. We got a lot to get to tonight. So, but you golf. I assume you golf with friends.
Yeah.
Or do you need
Yes.
for like?
Am I in need of friends? Is that
No,
what you're
no.
asking?
I'm trying to figure out if anybody actually does hang out with friends.
Oh, Valdez
And-
does.
Oh yeah, trust me,
There
I have
you
a whole group of friends outside of the radio station.
Dude, I gotta tell you this, Drab.
Yeah.
My neighbor listens to the Junkies, and he was like, talking about how Valdez goes to the same country club.
Oh,
that,
you live pretty close to.
yeah, in Reston.
Uh-huh.
And he was like, he keeps trying to get me to go play golf. I can't play golf.
Right,
I'm
of course
not.
not. Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
Moroccan, dude. I can't.
I know, you're good out of the sand.
Yeah. but
Too easy.
but he's like, why don't we get Valdez to come out and do it? I was like, yeah, for sure. And then he saw Valdez at the country club,
Yeah.
and he like Valdez was walking by him. He's like, yo, man, I'm Othello's neighbor. And Valdez was like, oh. And he was like, we've been talking about maybe like going playing golf together or something like that. And Valdez is like, yeah, he texted me and just walks off. And big, so he hit me. He was like, he
Valdez
reported
blew him
back to
off.
me. He was like, dude, I got big time so
Oh,
hard by
man.
Valdez. I was like,
Are you
Sounds
bad?
about
Are you
right.
bad, like interacting with listeners out and about.
No, I'm not that bad. I'm
I
not
think
that bad.
you must have been hammered.
No, it was
After a round, probably.
probably
Yeah.
he might have flustered me. You've asked me to golf with you 10 billion times, and I still
know.
haven't.
I actually still have your deposit from the last time we were all going to go golfing.
Oh, that's
Oh,
also
yeah,
true.
yeah.
So I can
Sorry,
buy you about.
man. No, we never saw each other again.
Yeah, I know. You're still using that.
Dude, I'm still riding at that $40. That's all I've got to my name.
So you guys don't miss friendship. I don't. I got a group
Well, here's
text
the
with
thing.
some friends from high school. It's good enough.
I consider Valdez a good friend of mine,
Yeah.
but I literally don't need to see him outside of work because we spend so much time together.
That's true.
The Junkies always say that, but it is kind of true. Like Valdez and I, we get all our shtick out 25 hours a week.
Like, what more shtick do you? can
There's
you
I
guys
got on Fridays
through?
at 9 a.m. I got
Yeah.
nothing left.
You're all sticked out.
Yeah, like,
I know.
I'm like, out of material.
That's why bit season was such a natural thing for you guys, because I would watch you do this at the radio station after every show. You would sit there and you would just have like a shtick hour in the studio after everybody's gone.
Stick circle.
Basically, well, it was a shtick line. It was just the two of them.
Rectangle.
Yeah.
I mean, speaking of running out of material, that's bit season.
Yeah.
Like we're kind of would you say not a influx, but like we don't really know what to do because I feel like we've said everything we can say about the Junkies.
Mhm.
Yeah, in terms of their personality,
Like,
in
what else are we
terms
gonna
of,
say?
like, we
Everybody's
really don't have
knows.
much to go on.
Do people
Other
really
than what they
listen
say
to
on
hear
air.
your?
I
Hear you
don't
guys
know.
talk about the junks though. I mean,
I
feel like they listen to hear you guys-
don't talk about the Junkies, and it's like it's like the sports station. Like half the people get
Yeah.
irritated. And
Yeah.
like I don't
Trust
care
me,
about.
everyone.
I don't
like,
care
wants
about
a
their
bomb-
nostalgia.
Oh
Yeah.
my
Valdez and
God,
Drab love
dude.
nostalgia. I don't care about that.
No, everyone
Isn't
wants
this-
us to like drop a bombshell about them
Yeah.
off
Yeah,
air or
right.
something. We don't
Yeah,
have
yeah,
we
yeah.
don't have anything else. We basically used it all. We're on episode 177.
damn,
We've kind of
Yeah.
run out of material.
that's a lot. Of
I'm not gonna
hits.
lie.
Yeah, JP was weird this
I know.
week.
Yeah, how many? EB's got a crazy conspiracy. How many of those episodes we got left in us?
Jason had to react to a question yesterday specifically about EB's brain.
It was a
Well,
listener question,
Yeah.
and he answered it.
The question was like, "Are you worried about EB? He forgot that you were there the day before."
It's
and,
a legitimate question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Jason was like, "Yeah, he makes a good point. Yeah, but what did he say? He's like,
he said it's a legitimate
and
concern.
then what did he say after I leave? I don't give a fuck. Or
He said
something like
after I leave, I don't give a fuck.
that? Yeah,
That sounds about right. I'm gonna say something. Doesn't matter. I could have cancer, and he wouldn't give a fuck after he left.
Yeah,
Oh, it sucks.
we actually talked about that, I think, a couple weeks ago.
yeah.
It's possible that he's got some early onset thing going on.
Oh no.
I mean, I've just never, and it's either he's like really good at pretending
Mm-hmm.
he's so dumb or something's going on.
Yeah.
And sometimes you can kind of see that, right, Valdez?
It's
You
hard.
can
It's
see
hard
that
to be
twinkle in
that.
his eye.
Yeah, it's
Mhm.
hard to be that detached from everything.
Detached, I'm
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah. It's hard to be
The
that.
twinkle in his eye, like when you
Like
when you see like an old person start to get a little glimmer of
no,
cataracts.
no, like you,
he
can
has like the old Santa Claus wink sometimes.
well, like you
Mm.
know that he's kidding around.
Yeah.
But most of
okay.
the time, it's not. Like when he goes and it says,
Ah.
"I've never looked at the moon," you know,
Yeah.
where's things like he just doesn't know anything, and so you're like, look at him, like, is he doing like a wacky radio bit? I don't know.
Yeah.
It's hard to figure out sometimes.
JP actually kind of ricked me this week as we're doing the behind the bit season here. It actually happened today.
Oh, listen to this. This could be great.
You give me your guys' radio instincts on this. So last week on the show, or maybe Monday on the show, he actually came with a good topic. He said he saw something that said over 50% or a certain amount of 50-year-old men are playing video games, right?
Mm-hmm.
As a hobby.
As a hobby. And he goes, should I get into video games? I need a hobby.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
he said
Okay.
I need a hobby, which
Okay.
makes sense because, like, Dylan's moving out.
Yeah.
He's going to have a lot more time on his hands, and he's trying to figure out, all right, what am I going to do with my afternoons?
I mean, not that much. He's got a 6-year-old.
I know, but she's doing
Well, she's
stuff,
at school.
and
He's
then
home.
Jess,
He's
and,
home at 11 a.m.
yeah, and Jess is taking her to stuff.
He's not into mudslides anymore.
No, he does love desserts. All right, so he said that, right? And then he did a whole topic on 2 segments on air where everyone called in, and on air he blew everyone off and said, "Oh, I'm not interested in that," you know, because we just thought
they're
he didn't
pitching games and
Oh,
stuff.
yeah,
like
Yeah,
that.
they're literally pitching hobbies. Like,
yeah.
you should motorcycle.
Oh, hobbies, not video games.
No,
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 like
not-
hobbies he
oh,
could do.
okay.
He
Yeah,
said,
like
if it's not video
motorcycle.
games, what should I
Yeah,
get into,
I
right?
got you.
chess, guitar.
And then we
Right.
did like 30 minutes on bit season, right? Like Valdez and I kicking around hobbies for JP.
Yeah, like what would fit his personality?
We say, hey,
Yeah.
tweet us, you know, if you didn't get in, tweet us some ideas, right? We're just
Right.
continuing the segment. And then I see JP tweeting last night and this morning telling people, don't worry about my hobbies. That was a fake radio bit I was doing.
What?
I don't need any hobbies. I'm busy. I just thought it would be a fun, wacky segment,
Oh
a fake
my
segment.
dude.
I'm like, what? Why are you telling people you're doing fake radio bits? Like, why should they believe anything you say? That's the number one rule, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, you'd never break down the fourth wall.
I think what happened was he probably got annoyed by the constant
It's possible.
suggestions.
It's possible. No,
He
no, no.
was
My,
like-
I had a whole psychological analysis of it. Is that JP's not allowed to be vulnerable.
Mm,
Mhm.
okay.
So you're not allowed to tell him, like, he's not allowed to be bored.
Yeah.
He's not allowed to need help from somebody for something.
He's got like a rugged machismo exterior.
Wait, trust me, we've dived into the whole JP machismo thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you're
Anyways,
not
like that just, bro, don't tell anyone we're doing a fake show.
Yeah.
Like, that's so annoying to me
Yeah.
because
For sure.
most of the time we're not. Like, we have a job to do. I think our job's important. And then when the junkies say we're just killing time, that also ricks me
Mhm.
because I don't feel
You're not supposed to let him know how the sausage is made.
yeah, but also I don't actually think we're just killing time.
I never think
Right.
Sometimes I think our job is important. Like I like our job. I think
Mm.
it's important to other people.
Yeah.
And so when you say
for
we're just
sure.
killing time, it means to me, oh, we're just collecting a paycheck. wasting
Yeah,
time.
that's what it comes off as.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And don't do that. Like, yeah, don't tell people we're doing fake bits.
Yeah, I mean, I think the junkies are just in such a scenario now where they've been doing it for so long, they don't even second guess whether or not they're going to say something like, we're just killing time, because to them in their minds, they've killed time so much
Yeah.
that it just seems like that's just what we
That's the
do
show,
from
yeah.
That's
6
the
to
show.
10.
It's just
Okay.
killing time.
Or I mean, they've probably worked up this like level of like they probably think that, and rightfully so. No matter what they say, they're not gonna stop listening. You know what I'm saying?
I
Like,
know.
There's
I'm
a
sorry,
part
I
of
can't,
that.
I can't tell you have your pink Afghan over.
Yeah, what's going on? What is that? You
I
got-
always have
I mean,
Nana,
I'm sorry.
I always have Nana's blanket on
I
during the
know,
show.
I mean, I'm
It's-
sorry. You
it's
just,
a,
This is his bit.
It's a running bit. I get cold.
Yeah,
I mean, I
feel
just
you.
started something.
Yeah.
You know?
He just
Why
made
do you
this leap
have
into
Nana's
physical
blanket?
comedy.
I don't know.
It's supposed to be at Shorts' house. Ron Mexico, he says, has JP ever tried the Peloton or woodworking as a hobby?
No,
That's
but
interesting.
someone did mention that bicycling would be a great hobby, cycling, because it's competitive. It's not bad on his knees. It's fitness oriented.
I like the person
Also,
who said,
the you could definitely get into problems with drivers. So he loves confrontation.
no.
So-
I think the better one was HOA president.
That's a good one.
I
He
for
would
me,
be
that's a
so annoying
nightmare,
at that.
but he would be king. He would take so much pride in that and annoying people.
Your
Be in the
trash
box.
cans, your
Yeah,
trash
yeah,
cans
yeah,
are out
like
too early.
That's prime JP.
There's very little upside though, right? Like I feel like a lot of people do HOA president because they want to feel like they're
In charge.
oh yeah.
Usually, everyone hates their HOA president, though.
I know, dude.
Dude,
Mine
those are
was
the
my
people.
neighbor Donna for a while. She's so fucking annoying, dude.
Donna was the HOA
Oh
president.
my god, dude. She won't. I mean, she's not anymore, but she wouldn't stop fucking asking us questions about our trash bag and telling me to change the colors and shit like
Oh,
that.
you got to change the color of your bag.
Yeah, because the birds, when they see a white trash bag, for whatever reason, they're more enticed to see what's inside versus a black one. And, yeah. Anyways,
Is Donna still there? I think I've seen her before.
dude,
She's still
yes, man.
That's your neighbor,
Oh my
right?
God, it's
Yeah, when I was working construction like a year ago,
it's the worst.
we were building his deck in his backyard, and Donna would come over every day, and she'd go, I just, not to be a problem or anything, but I noticed that you got some wood dust
Oh,
on my
fuck
side of the
off,
lawn.
Donna.
And I was like, yeah, it's a construction
worst.
project. Like, it's going to happen. And she's like, well, it's just,
It's not a
somebody
big
could
deal. I
clean
just
it.
want you to know I noticed.
Hold on, so you're not doing construction right now?
No.
I heard.
Oh, yeah.
I heard on the junks today you're doing Lyft.
I'm doing Lyft right now temporarily.
Wait,
You're
you
doing
didn't hear what
Lyft and Uber, or just Lyft?
Wait, hang on. You didn't hear what happened with the construction job?
Oh, yeah.
Well, I heard off the air.
Okay, so-
what I think happened.
All right. I'll just tell you.
I mean, what? It's just a dog.
Okay. So this was not my idea. It came from, as we say in my basement, above, right?
Oh.
Applying for a job,
Mhm.
maybe fudging a very important credential about I don't know whether or not I have a college degree.
But is that an
Yeah.
important credential for construction? You know what I'm saying? Like,
I don't,
Construction, what? Like a manager?
yeah, I mean, it's a
Manager,
right. It was going to be
you
like a
don't just
project
name the
manager.
company.
What did you say your degree was in?
Journalism. So it was
Okay.
unrelated anyways, but
You flunked out like after a year.
well, no. I was applying for a different job. It's going to take 5 minutes to tell.
All
you,
right,
sorry.
go.
But-
Catch me up.
But so I applied for the
just
job.
killing a segment.
get through the application process, get through the hiring process. It was pretty intense. Like I had to sit there and interview for 3 hours, one with a different person, an hour each, right?
Mhm.
Get through that. Then I
Two
go
virtual, one in person, right?
one phone interview and then 3 in person in one day. And then I get invited back for a shadow. So I go and shadow somebody. And then like a week later or 2 days later, they're like, you got the job. And I was like, awesome. And they're like, it's going to pay $70,000. We're going to help you pay for a brand new truck or whatever, give you a monthly
Jeez,
stipend.
really?
Oh,
Mhm.
you
And I was-
Dodge Ram got.
And I was like, dude, everything is looking up for Shorts. And they're like, so, it'll just be a little matter of procedure. We just got to get you to pass the background check and then you'll be good to go. And I was like, okay, cool. And then I look at the background check and it's like, they're like, yeah, sometimes it takes like 2 to 3 weeks. And I was like, 2 to 3 weeks?
Yeah, well,
And I was like, oh, they're going to find it. they're going to find it. And they found it.
Why did you get bad advice? Or why did you take that bad advice?
Wait, what was the bad advice?
Well, he said something came from above.
That he shouldn't have applied for it?
No,
Or-
shouldn't have said I had a college degree.
Well, didn't you have to have a degree to apply for the job?
No, how do you? What do you mean?
Well, because usually they have requirements.
Oh, yeah, technically.
Okay.
Oh.
So in order to apply for it, he had to.
It was
Start off
degree,
with
not
a-
some college.
Yeah. Right.
Right.
Yeah, it wasn't some college.
Well, and when they rescinded it, they even said if you had told us before the background check, maybe we would have. You
now,
know,
when you say it came from above, that mean came from your partner?
yeah.
Yeah.
And me too.
Oh, really? You
Well, he was like,
what are you guys doing?
I'm pretty far along in the interview process. Should I let them know that
I lied?
Yeah.
yeah.
And I was
Did
like, dude,
deceived you.
I was like, dude, it's a construction company. They're not gonna check to see if you have a degree. Who does that?
But dude,
Like,
on their website, it has literally like, we start with accountability. That is our motto. And I was like, oh fuck, I'm fucked. I'm so fucked.
I can't believe
Dude, I heard, I don't know all the details, and so like, I heard Shorts wrote just a nubs cover letter one time.
I did do that. I've done it a bunch of times. One time,
Can I
would
tell
love-
you the details?
one time,
I'll
give you one real
All right,
quick.
hold on. Is it BSM?
No,
Okay.
that's a different one. But hang on. So one time, I was still in the throes
Yes.
of a deep dark depression after being laid off from my career.
All right, tell
at
me
the
the other
time.
one, and I'll tell the guys what you did on
No,
BSM.
Like 15 years ago, I applied for the Washington Post.
Can you?
I-
For the,
No, watch
for the sports blog,
No.
the beacon of journalists.
No, dude, I had
democracy dies in darkness.
I mean, Watergate,
Yeah.
Deep Throat,
I had Dan Steinberg helping push me
Milbank,
along.
Feinstein,
Blue Shorts.
Limbach.
Hey, Sally Jenkins, I'm Blue Shorts. Nice to meet
Oh,
you.
dude, that's so funny.
Where's my cube?
Is it Woodward and Burns? Right.
But like
Or
the
in
week,
Shorts team.
Yeah, yeah.
the week
Deep
before,
shorts.
No, the shorts blog.
the week before, I had also applied at Fox 5 because Annie Yu was trying to get me, like my foot in the door there. So I got Steinberg and Annie Yu trying to help me get a better job.
Notice you
Career.
didn't say Kevin McCarthy. who
Yeah,
you
yeah.
fucking went to lunch with.
Honestly, the Fox 5 thing I could almost understand because if you're just like a rare talent, you're good. You have
I'm
good
sure.
charisma. I mean, they hire donks all the time.
Yeah.
They know.
But
Yeah.
when I went to apply for the Washington Post, I forgot to change the cover letter out, and it said I'm applying for the position of on-air producer for Fox 5 when I applied to Washington Post.
That's so
How
awesome.
do you do that?
Oh my god, dude, that is the worst.
I mean, one of the most prestigious papers in the country.
And I didn't notice it for like 5 years. I went back through my email and I found it. And I was like, oh, no wonder I never heard back.
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude, that is so funny.
It's hot in here.
All right, so I feel good.
Uh,
Hold on. I heard that like, and I don't know all the details. Maybe you have it like on your phone somewhere. That after you got laid off at the radio station, is that the right term? I don't want to use the wrong term.
Laid
Yeah,
off,
laid
not
off, not fired.
Okay, laid off at the radio station.
Severed.
There was an industry website that was hiring people, hiring writers. Okay, a sports radio industry website was
There's not that many.
hiring.
There's not that many of them.
By the way-
talk about a niche. Talk about a niche.
Can I say this is the one thing I don't miss about working in radio? The grapevine, the
Everyone knows
rumor mill.
everything.
It's
Well, I know.
nonstop.
Okay, I know. I know a lot of people. Though.
I'm sure. Okay, go ahead.
Talk about a niche job.
I actually know the owner of that website.
big time. Oh my god.
Well, I don't want him to think that the wrong person.
Yeah,
is.
There's two people. So
There's about 5 people that read it. 2 of them work for the station.
No, it's actually it's a big deal. I think in radio.
Yeah.
All right.
Huge deal.
Did you write something?
the Washington Post and they're in sports media.
So you wrote a cover letter. You've been laid off for like a few months. You're crying,
Yeah.
trying to get back in the business. You do anything for a job,
My mom.
and you get this manna from heaven dropped on you for needs a sports radio writer.
Insider.
Oh,
He's an insider.
Whatever. Okay, like literally hire this guy today. and you wrote a cover letter that started something that's. I think it started with, "Look, I'm going to get right to the point. I've been beat up and kicked around in this industry."
Oh, God. I did.
Chewed up and spit out.
Chewed up and spit out.
How angry do you have to be?
Oh,
And
God.
your resume was like off the charts, but apparently the cover letter.
Cover letter was so
So off-putting. The cover letter was so off-putting.
Is that true?
You want me or you not?
Yeah. You gonna hire me or not?
Yeah.
Don't waste my time. I think it said
Let's
something
cut
like
the
that
crap.
too. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's get to brass tacks.
That may be correct.
Yeah.
That was the learning lesson. You know, I
Is there
mean,
any chance you have that on your phone? Or you could
Please,
email,
God.
please.
Oh,
I don't.
fuck
You don't have
yeah.
to read the whole thing, but I need to know exactly what it is.
I need the opening phrase.
This is what I love about Shorts, dude. There's nothing too embarrassing. We went through his old comedy bits, his old stand-up bits the other day. He found his
with,
binder, his comedy
With
binder.
cutter hootering.
No. No,
Hey, this is the banger closer. Use.
never mind. I can't say the joke because you guys.
Was
Check
that
the
Shorts or
Patreon.
you who did stand up at LA Coke and
I never did. I never did L.A. Coke and Snort.
You did?
Shorts did a lot of sets at Hunan One in Arlington.
I'm sure those Asian jokes went over well.
To a crowd of one.
You.
Me, yeah, basically. And we also went through his, he did DC Sports DC Media Luminaries. He did a
Oh,
Oh, really?
luminary.
Signed up for that?
yeah, where was it at again? It was at like that place in Falls Church, the State Theater. Something like that?
Shorts
stand
at
up
State
at the
Theater.
State Theater.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, with other DC luminaries.
oh no, it was the Hamilton.
Hamilton. Okay.
Yeah, dude, that was when I went to.
Hamilton.
I was in the doghouse with CK at the time,
Oh, dude,
And
we should go through that.
so I went to, and here was all
Why
it
were you in
said.
the doghouse?
It was right after he left.
Yeah, who'd you try to get fired?
Top 10 viral
My-
moments
Oh,
myself.
I know. I got
from
you.
junkie shows from the 90s.
Yeah, yeah.
So the only requirement or the only prerequisite for the stand-up thing was work in DC media. And so I made the mistake of telling CK that I was going to do it, and he was like, "What were you going to say? Blogger for Washington.cbs.local.com."
Fucked up.
Oh,
Fucked up, CK. Yeah, it was Shorts and DCR TV Dave.
R.I.P.
Yeah, R.I.P.
Pour one out.
Is he
I
gone?
I should try to find
Yeah,
it.
yeah, he died. He passed
You
away a
know
few years
that?
ago.
Hey, you should take over his blog.
I can't find. I found my emails with this guy, but I can't find the actual.
Are you in the sent folder?
Yeah, I'm in the
Oh,
set
maybe you
folder.
just did it like over his website. I don't know.
Yeah, it's possible. Yeah, sorry.
Shorts did you did put down on the show sheet that you had a copy of your old resume, right?
Oh yeah, that's on my phone.
Okay.
Well,
Now, for those who are just tuning in, who don't know about Shorts' job history, besides a favor from one of the listeners, Shorts has been jobless for about 2 years.
Dude, there's so much information on there.
God, I actually,
how do you fit
I would-
15
if I
years
would-
into one sheet?
I would look at this and I would turn it out.
Bro,
turn it
that's immediate. I'm gonna be honest with you. That's an immediate skip over. Like
It's too.
too long didn't read.
Wait,
Like,
why don't
that's-
can we get one of you guys should provide some of the highlights?
Okay.
Because I was told I haven't read it yet, but I was told
Here, no. He's in management. So let me read this off to him without him looking at it.
Don't say
yeah.
the companies.
All right, I won't.
you won't just say the companies right now.
CBS Radio, Entercom.
Is this,
Odyssey
this,
Inc.
is this the one?
How do I
yeah.
zoom in?
Is
I
this
need
the
my
one
Pot
readers.
belly.
Is this the one you're? I can read it if you can.
This
Pot
actually
Belly,
was-
Uno's Pizzeria.
Bro, why don't you just have AI knock it out for you?
They did part of that one.
Oh, they did this.
Yeah,
Oh,
it was a disaster.
Ask,
All right.
ask this dude if he's on
Overseeing-
LinkedIn.
Overseeing 7 to 10 residential construction projects each week,
All right, don't worry.
valued
You
up
can
to
start
100.
there.
Okay, valued up to $100,000 per
All right,
project.
dude, skip the construction one.
Okay,
That's not what people
All right,
want to
he
see.
did a big okay. Senior sports content producer, Odyssey, Washington D.C.
Which,
Hell
by the
yeah.
way, that's such an unfair title for somebody who's been there for so long. But this is my fault. This is where I screwed up my career. I should have left like 10 years sooner instead of waiting
You know
for
what you should have done?
the
You-
business to kick me out and chew me up or whatever the
you
fuck.
should have attached pictures of you being dragged by Asa Akira.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be.
Crafting compelling social media copy to successful drive engagement and increase brand awareness of the Sports Junkies and 106.7 The Fan. Collaborated with national content team to implement strategies aimed at increasing video and page views, as well as social and great engagement across networks.
There's nothing wrong with this.
Yeah, I don't
so
think
far.
that.
Okay, that's
But what
fine.
kind of are you applying for writing jobs?
Well, now I am. I mean, yeah, I'm applying for writing
Dude,
jobs
there's
and like
no
social
money.
media.
Liaise
Social media
with
management.
sales teams to create and deliver targeted digital ads and sponsorship initiatives.
Valdez lying on his resume would be, I know how to read.
I mean, your font's so small, I got to put it up to my face.
Wait, but I thought you had a ludicrous quote in your.
No, it's not actually. I was saying the word ludicrous, not actually like
Oh.
ludicrous. Like Luda.
Where is this? Where's your
You
ludicrous?
You sometimes miss jokes.
I know, I do. A lot.
It's funny. I think that's why you hate Rogan so much.
This is,
because
I mean, you're trying to
You are
journal.
the
This is
same?
not a bad resume.
It's all
It's
right.
but long, but it's not a bad resume.
Well, I just
If I was someone hiring you, I'd say, why did you go from so much digital strategy and such grandeur to nailing 2x4s?
well, that's a hard
You
explanation.
gotta ask AI how to
The
find
answer
a
is-
bridge between the two.
The answer is, you know what? I was laid off in 2023. I wanted to try something different. I gave construction a try. Found out it's not for me. It's actually for our boys from the South.
Yeah, yeah.
But-
Viva la raza.
Hey, can you tell me more about your education at Morgantown in West Virginia?
No, I don't want to do
You should
that.
just take that off.
Yeah, why do you take that off?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, education.
How can I? Do you remember where you sent the stand up, the DC Luminaries stand up? Do you remember?
We played it on the show one
I
time.
know. I just don't remember where the video file is. It's
It's in my phone.
okay. All right.
I honestly, my only advice for you is cut this down a little bit.
So like half it or like
It would just be
1/3.
honestly, I don't. If I see, I don't know anything. Believe me. I mean, I'm just hiring board ops.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, but if
Yeah.
I
You're
first
a
thing,
monkey, he can hire you.
I don't even read cover letters.
Yeah.
I skip over them because I just know that everyone's faking them in their AI
That's all,
written
yeah.
garbage, right? So I'll just look for your experience, and if it's just overwhelming to my eyes,
You're
that's
just
the
gonna
only
skip
thing.
over it.
You're like, I
Yeah,
can't
the only thing
read
I'm
all
gonna
this
look for
shit.
is like what experience is somewhat relevant.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know. I'm really bad, but it did bug me when now that I know where it came from, I can let this go in my mind. When you were on our show like a year or two ago, and you were like, "Shorts, I think your problem is you're just a bad interviewer." And I just want to let you know that I
Did I
was,
say that?
yeah, and it bothered me for
But I
only about a year and a half.
What?
Yeah, you did say that. It got under my
What?
skin a little bit.
Oh, so you think he got?
You
he got,
ruined it. No, you ruined
hold
him.
Hold on. I don't
Yeah,
know.
you broke Shorts. Good job.
What?
broke shorts.
First of all,
So true. Too.
It always comes back so
I
easy.
say that all the time. Isn't that a relevant observation? If the guy has gone on 100 interviews and he hasn't gotten the job, that he's a bad interviewer?
When you put it that way, I wish you had said that also a year and a half ago. I wouldn't have
Okay.
thut about it so hard.
I mean, I went on.
I'm
like,
pacing around my
No wonder I
basement
wasn't
going.
on last year's
Hey, by the way, is the ban lifted?
What band?
a call-in band.
Yeah, you banned me from calling in for a
Yeah.
year. Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. We've backed
I
off.
thought that was a fair punishment.
I'll talk to you guys on Monday.
See you Monday. See you Monday, shorts.
Yeah. Hey, so what are you doing now for work?
Lyft driving.
He's lifting.
Yeah.
That's what we
Oh,
call
so
it.
are you solely Lyft, or is it Lyft/Uber, where you have like 10 stickers on your car?
No, it's just Lyft.
No, he's a loyal company guy.
Hey, put that on the resume.
Yeah.
Will not drive for Uber because I'm loyal to Lyft.
A fellow made a website for our sponsor, Mike Cook. He's a plumber in Northern
Yeah.
Vagina.
Yeah, the CliftonPlumber.com.
Yeah, and it wasn't ready, and I was looking at it, and I accidentally broke the news on the show on IDM here that he was using a bunch of like content filler on the guy's website until it was done.
Horn me so bad.
But then I scrolled down, and it says Othman Boucher. It's like a spot for like firsthand testimonials
Reviews.
from like reviews from people who've used his company before. He says Othman Boucher businessman, and then it
I
scrolls.
was unemployed.
It scrolls across the screen and it gets to Chris Lingbach, Lyft driver.
Hey, there's no
Such a
shame.
hard job.
First off, there's no shame in
Yeah.
that. Like, honestly, that job to me is kind of a fantasy job. I don't know
No,
if it's
really?
like no. Fantasy isn't like you get to work when you want. You can chit chat with people. Like you get some social interaction. Because growing up, I always wanted to be a barber because I just like the idea of just sitting around.
At a black barber shop?
No,
Okay.
like
Just old
doing
white guys
like
there?
flat tops for white guys.
Yeah. Yeah, military guys.
Yeah,
just
I'm sure you could do.
I
a
don't know,
fade.
sitting around shooting the shit, basically.
Yeah.
With like in a low pressure environment. To me,
Yeah.
that's not a terrible job.
Well, it's good for like working out shtick and stuff like that. I mean,
Working
honestly,
out what?
working out shtick, like just like working through
Do
bits.
material.
Yeah, dude, I do material on my customers all the
For
time.
real?
By the way, that's the worst thing anyone wants is the business plan from an Uber driver.
Of course. And by the way,
now you have a routine that's being done.
who's the material for? By the way, literally nobody.
No,
I'm just
we-
doing it for
we have a
myself.
loyal fan base.
So
around
you-
the dogs.
they hop in the car. You go, hey, what's the deal with Iran?
Dude, it's like when Rich Voss used to like on the O&A walkover when he would walk into a Starbucks and just start doing stand up. It's like, kind of like that, but they're locked into the car with me and they can't go anywhere.
Do you have
Wait.
to feel them out a little bit to see if they want to talk to
Yeah,
you? or
there's
you go
always
through
like
that
a-
process.
You
Yeah.
can
should be
usually
a
tell
part of the
within
app.
30
Like,
seconds.
Do you get sized for?
Yeah,
Like
what's your
conversation
rating?
or not?
I would be butt sliced.
Oh,
What's your
yeah.
rating?
5.0.
Of course, dude. You don't fuck around.
Sorry.
Wait, so you would like to do this job?
I know.
No.
No, hold on.
Yeah.
He's
Like,
trying to
if
make me not feel
No,
so
no,
bad.
I know. I
in a
appreciate
pinch,
it.
I absolutely would. And that, like,
Yeah.
I think about it all the time. I just don't have time to like leave my house necessarily
Yeah.
for hours at a time.
Would you do people or food? I feel like I would do food.
I
if
know,
was
that
doing
seems
it.
better.
I don't want.
Yeah, but
I don't want randos. In
This is
my...
what I'm saying, dude. Like, think about how much gas costs,
Mhm.
and then imagine all you're making is like a $5 tip each.
I would
time.
take less money to not deal with people and do food.
See, that's what I'm talking. I mean,
Yeah.
but I can't. That's not a good option.
Dude, you have so many horror stories.
Yeah,
You gotta
what,
pick
yeah,
up-
tell me a horror story.
Well, we just.
We just did, tell them about
Oh.
the El Salvadorian that you picked up in Herndon
Oh yeah, that was pretty
at 3 in
scary.
the morning.
Neighbor.
Yeah, these,
Like a MS-13.
yeah, they actually weren't that far from here. These guys, I
Before
picked
I
them
knew
up
it,
at like
wasn't
3 in the morning. It was literally
It's actually right down the street. Like, 3 houses
I'm
down.
actually, my phone's buzzing right now. I gotta go do a pickup.
It was really dangerous. Yeah, I'm surprised you live here.
so I picked these guys up, and they came out of the bushes. Like it was in a residential neighborhood, and like even late at night when somebody comes out of their house,
It was like 2 in the morning, right?
they'll have like a light on in their house so you
Yeah,
can see them
yeah.
leaving their house. They came from the bushes when I picked them up. So I'm like, they don't live in this neighborhood. They're just asking for a ride. They get in,
He was like, Raul. He was like, Mr. Chris.
yeah, and they're like either drunk or high or both. It's pretty evident, glassy eyes, everything. Can barely talk. And then they ask if they can play a song on my car stereo. And I'm
Is
like,
it fuck the police?
well, I'm looking at the app and it says they're going a mile down the road. So I'm like, why do they need to play a song for a mile-long trip?
They
And I
want
was
to
like,
connect to his Bluetooth and all that shit.
no say, no comprende, no
Por
gracias.
favor.
Yeah, no gracias. And then so we get on the road. They never even officially accepted the ride. I didn't realize this. So they had me drop them off at a Silver Diner. Again, at 3 in the morning, Silver Diner's closed. Right down the street from here. I'm just kidding. It's not.
Uh-huh.
And they say, can you wait here? And I was like, well, I mean, the ride's over. I'm looking at the app.
Mhm.
The ride's over. This is where I'm dropping them off. And there's a way that you can add stops in the app if you're the rider, but they didn't do that. So they're asking if I can wait there against, the clock, that they didn't officially ask for more stops. And I immediately, like, the hair stood up on the back of my neck. Because I'm like, there's these two guys. If they are gangbangers, not to say that they were, but if they were, and they had a gun, I've got no protection. I'm completely prone in my car in an empty parking lot at 3 in the morning.
You gotta get him a gun.
Well, I contemplated this. I was like, where do I put the gun? There's nowhere to hide it.
Or pepper spray or something.
It freaked me
I don't
out.
know. Ask
So what did
Aladdin
you, what
over
did
there.
you tell him?
I just told him no, and I drove off. And I was like, I'm
Okay.
going home. Because I'm like, what am I doing at 3 in the morning risking
Honestly,
my life?
I would have said yeah, and then as soon as they got 15 feet away from the car, I would have drove
It's
off.
just sped off. Yeah. So it really did freak me out. But
Honestly,
I
that's
was-
not that bad of a horse. Right? It kind of makes you sound like a little bit of a bitch.
A
To be
little
honest.
Drive,
That's not the
Drive has this
worst.
sexual fantasy in his head.
what is it?
Like
yeah.
it's taxi cab confessions.
It is kind of funny that you guys know each other's sexual fantasies.
Well,
yeah.
so do we, sort of, right?
Yeah, true.
Well, I mean,
IDM.
I love.
Basically-
First off,
That's basically.
I read about it all the time on Literotica. It's like, and I think
You're
this
still
is
an avid fan.
a big time.
Okay.
My favorite
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
I don't even need video, not just words.
Do you have like ChatGPT like read it to you?
No,
like,
I don't.
he's like the 1800s.
Unlike Valdez, I can actually read. But I think a lot of, and it's all right. It's slutty confessions on Reddit.
Oh,
Okay.
hell yeah.
Those are.
Yeah. So I can
Spicy.
like, I know a lot of them are fake, but
Yeah.
some of them could be real. And there's a lot of
They
women.
could be real.
There's a lot of women on there confessing that like they blow their Uber driver on the way home from the bars.
For real?
Or they like because they're
I
drunk
mean, yeah.
and they're hot and it's the end of the night or they didn't get picked up or whatever, and they just want to get railed out, and so they invite the Uber driver in their house.
I do think about that all the time. Like, what if you just luck box into, and I'm sure HVAC guys have this same fantasy. What if you just luck box into a customer that's like a huge nympho? Like, isn't that still a thing?
Oh my god, I'm so attracted to my Lyft driver, Louis Anderson.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna say Mahmoud.
I've always dreamed of having sex with a potbelly pig.
I get my tweezers to jerk them off.
I mean, all right. Let's.
And so then I said this. Actually, he knows this because I said this on the Junkies before. Then we had a bunch of Uber drivers calling in who say it happens all the time.
No
What?
fucking way,
Yes.
dude.
They got to be lying. There's no way.
I mean, are you driving in Arlington?
Why would
or
they call
DC
in
the
to
middle of the night?
lie about that?
No, not really. That's the thing.
I
I'm
mean,
like
you're out here
avoiding
in,
that.
in Reston or whatever.
Well, I'm just avoiding drunk chicks. You know,
Oh, that's the
that's the
problem.
problem.
Yeah.
I need to run
go
towards.
where
The,
the action is.
Viagra and
Yeah.
my license.
I got to run towards the fire.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's wild, dude. I mean, I feel like that takes a certain personality though, because I have friends who've done well with chicks ever since like high school, and they all have stories of like, yeah, I was on a train one time in freaking France, and I
Yeah,
met this
it's
girl, and
never
she
in my
gave me a
life.
hand
Yeah.
job, and I'm like, yeah, that would never. Even if I had the
Fantasy,
opportunity, I
yeah.
would blow it.
I do have a theory. Like, well, it's slightly not really misogynistic, but I do think like it would be kind of cool if hot chicks just kind of like help the guy out every once in a while. You know, It's like-
a sympathy sex.
not even that, because you know they got to worry about guys like assaulting them and all that stuff. But if you could just maybe flash a nip on the
I
train,
hate when you say this
why?
because
like an
they'll get
upskirt.
mobbed.
I know, but what if they didn't?
Yeah,
What if it was
the
just for
world-
me? What if it was
Yeah.
just for me? Nobody else could
Oh,
see.
look,
Flash it.
look at this poor fat balding guy.
Oh,
Check out-
God,
check
dude.
out my-
Let me just show him a nip.
He's
Here's
getting
my
back.
brown areola. It's nice and round and perky. It's soft, probably squeezable, pinchable.
You know, Shorts famously gave a lift ride to Emma Stone.
The
in
Emma
DC.
Stone, like,
What?
really?
This was
This is when he was in shape, by the way.
this was like 12 years ago or so.
And she allegedly wanted to. I'll let you tell the story.
Well, no,
I think I
but-
do. I think I
What-
do kind of.
You're on the ground floor of Uber.
It was a long time ago, but
You could be a mega millionaire with all those stock shares you have.
from what I remember, again, this is a long time ago, but it was seared in my brain at the time. This girl gets in with her friend, so it's her friend's account, right? And I hear them chit chatting in the back, and I could just like, I go, this voice sounds extremely familiar, but I couldn't quite place it. And they weren't going far; they were going like a mile and a half from like an apartment building to a bar. And then I look in the back through the rear view, and I can see her eyes, and I'm like, that's Emma Stone.
But famous at that time.
Super famous.
Yeah.
And the only reason it makes sense is that
Straight super bad Emma Stone.
it's not her account. She's visiting her friend in DC or whatever.
Okay.
And I go to drop them off at this bar. Turns out they left their credit card the night before. They were out and left their credit cards, Adams Morgan or something like that. And they go, "Hey, we're going out for drinks. Do you want to come hang with us.
No way. No way.
I'm telling you.
Yo, Shorts. You can say a lot about Shorts. He's not the type to
He's
just
not,
make
he's not a.
yeah. He
Nick
doesn't.
Turner.
He doesn't flex like that. Yeah.
What's the
It's just
Just
funny.
make a
I know.
lie.
Oh, you were
Made
just
me
a
laugh.
lie
It
all
just
the
made me
time.
laugh. Made me laugh.
That was a joke for one person.
Is he still around?
Yes.
Oh my god. That guy actually has the best job. He just like
yeah.
runs errands for athletes.
Yeah. Nick's a good guy.
You still talk to him clearly.
Somehow he keeps coming around. He's friends with Jonathan Allen.
Yeah, he texted us. Yeah.
All
right.
Yeah.
All right.
So they asked me if I want to go eat drinks, but I just started dating my girl at the time. So I said I'm gonna have to, politely decline. And then I get maybe half a football field down the road, and I go, "What am I doing? Oh my god, this is the stupidest thing I could have done." So I go into the app and start trying to call them, report they left something in my car, but it won't connect because it blocks the number, and it's only supposed to go so that the customer can call the driver, not
Yeah.
That's
not
like
the
the end of
inverse.
Dumb and Dumber. The
Yeah.
guys you're looking to hang out with and get drunk
Yeah.
with are that way.
Samsonite.
It was just
Thank
such a
God
boner.
Uber
Hey,
driver
when
can
the-
call you
I know.
back when
Hey,
ride's
when
over.
your vagina gets mad at you, do you tell her I could have fucked Emma Stone? That's what I would have
I know,
said.
dude. And he texted me right after it. He was like, "Dude, I think I just gave a Uber ride to Emma Stone, and she asked me to hang out." I was like, "What the fuck are you doing, dude? Go back."
Timing is everything.
Oh, I've got the worst timing
Yeah.
of all time. The
It's
worst.
funny how it works like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you could have been fucking banging out. Do you guys see? Okay, so Aubrey Plaza. Do you guys get size for Aubrey Plaza? No? I'm going somewhere with
Aubrey
this.
Plaza.
Dude,
I
he
don't know
loves
who that
Aubrey
is.
Dude,
Plaza.
I am obsessed.
Isn't
with
that
Aubrey
the girl
Plaza.
that was hanging out with what's his name from Jersey Shore?
Guys get
She
size
was?
for
I hope
Aubrey
not.
Plaza.
I know. Since we're talking about famous actresses, she was in.
Emma
She was in
Stone
White
and Aubrey
Lotus.
Plaza.
She was in White
Okay.
Lotus season 2.
Yeah.
I guess.
Oh, okay, yeah,
It's
yeah.
so
Okay,
size for
I mean,
her.
I've seen this.
I
woman
mean,
before.
and it's not even that she's stunning. She's just kind of weird and funny, and I like that.
Wasn't she in the news for something with her marriage?
Well,
or
so
something?
here's what happened. I didn't find this out until the other day. It was her birthday recently, so people were posting
So you sent her anthrax.
people are posting compilations of her online and shit like that because this is her 40th birthday or some weird shit like that. And then I'm reading the comments, and everyone's like, "Okay, her husband donked himself off 2
Yeah.
years ago."
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I saw that, and I was like,
And
"Fucking
you're
thank
like,
God,
yes.
dude."
Opening.
but then I was reading the comments, and apparently, what happened was she's such a slut that she cheated on him a bunch of times, and then that's allegedly that's why he donked himself off.
God, what a hooer.
Yeah, I know.
Did that ruin her for
I
you?
didn't dig
No,
into
that makes
that.
her a little bit hotter.
I saw that she was also in New York when it happened,
Really.
and she was so laissez-faire about checking in on him to make sure he's okay. She's like,
Gee,
"Yeah, I sent the
fuck.
house cleaner in to go check on him, and turns out he's dead."
Well, it's got to be so hard to date a chick and then have her blow up and be super famous, and you're just still
Just
the
still
number.
nubs, yeah.
Yeah.
That's got to be
Yeah.
the story of a lot of actresses, though, right? Because a lot of them do kind of scratch and claw to get fame, and then just almost
Well, it happens the other way around.
it does.
Yeah.
Hold on, I'm looking at pictures of Aubrey Plaza.
Do you guys?
I didn't know that was your girl.
I mean, I don't know what it is about her, dude.
It's the dead eyes. I'm telling you.
She does have dead eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's this Instagram or OnlyFans chick. Her name is Loki Dead Inside.
That's actually her username.
Yeah, dude. She's got great. You should look her up. What do you guys think about Sabrina Carpenter? Do you guys have a file on Sabrina
of
course.
Carpenter?
Well, I have a
What do you-
huge file
All
on
right,
Sabrina.
so
Yeah.
let's talk about that real quick because she's been a hot topic for the show recently. A lot of the people who are her age and in touch with that culture, they say that she is faking being a huge slut and
Right.
that she is what's
Right.
the word
Capital,
appropriating
yeah.
slut culture.
really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And actually,
That's kind of funny.
we need more of that.
Yeah, I know.
I know, I agree.
She's running the same playbook.
Yeah, but it's the pop star playbook.
What, being a huge slut?
Yeah.
You
Yeah, but I feel like
sexualize
it's-
yourself, get famous, capitalize on
Well, I
it.
feel like she does it to the
Nth
that
degree.
espresso
No.
music video.
Yeah, but I feel like
a
But
softcore
dude,
porn.
think about Christina Aguilera and Britney Spears.
Mm.
I
Same
mean,
thing.
they Christina Aguilera was in the boxing ring with Method Man and Redman,
Yeah.
like wearing her
Gotta
thong.
get dirty.
Yeah, wearing her thong, bending over, snapping back,
Yeah.
like
Think about
so
the,
sexual.
Yeah, the boa constrictor over Britney Spears' arms. It's the same playbook.
All right, so
She's running this. The problem is that we're so hypersexualized
Mm.
that the playbook
gotta
from
keep
the early
going.
2000s
It's
doesn't
like so
work
vanilla
now.
at this point.
Yeah, so
Gotcha.
they're running the same plays, but in a different offense.
So, do you guys get sized?
I get sized for her like naughty outfits.
But not like her just plain.
Why do you
like-
say it like you're a kid? That's what kind of creeps
What
me
is
out
this
about
about-
it.
what's
The
the-
drab panty voice kind of
Yeah,
creeps me
yeah,
out.
What
a little bit.
adjectives should he use?
Like,
You know what I've learned since raising daughters? You're
what?
not supposed to call them panties. That's creepy. You're supposed to call it underwear.
Really?
All right. Anyways,
Once they're 18, they're panties. They're undies until.
all right. What about you? You get?
I get a little bit sized.
Mhm.
I get so sized because he's short.
Here's the
It's
thing,
like
though.
'cause he's
I
short.
want you guys to notice there's hesitation. Like her whole brand, her whole appeal is I'm sexy, I'm a slut, I'm blonde, I'm in good shape. But people, every time I ask, like people are always like, yeah, she's pretty.
She's not stunning.
Yeah.
She's not
and
stunning.
then
without the
Sydney
makeup.
Sweeney,
Like J-Lo's
Who-
stunning.
yeah, but
She's
Sydney
not
Sweeney
stunning.
has that attention that she wishes she had.
Definitely.
And Sydney Sweeney is not prettier than her.
True. She's got those kind of goofy
Yeah.
teeth.
But she
Yeah.
doesn't have ball sleeves. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
yeah.
She doesn't
Well,
have
she
ball
does
sleeves.
sexy.
Yeah,
It's-
but
Okay, so-
Sydney Sweeney's
Oh, you
10
got it.
times
Okay.
hotter than
Yeah, I would say
Sabrina
that's it.
Carpenter.
In the face?
alone.
No way,
Dude,
dude.
Sabrina Carpenter has 100 pounds of makeup on.
That's also true.
Yeah.
Also,
Go look at
I
photos
also
of her
I
without
can't
makeup.
I
She
can't
looks like
get
a plain Jane.
I can't get into her because she used to use the innocent factor and open up for Taylor. She was the opener for Taylor and was like
appropriating slut culture,
yeah,
dude. See,
and like she never used to use the slut thing in front of Taylor's
Mm.
act.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
not fair
So
to the
I-
real
so-
sluts out there.
Yeah. So I'm down with the real sluts.
yeah, me too, dude.
Yeah.
So, anyways, there's this tweet. The tweet is someone needs to study why men aren't attracted to Sabrina Carpenter, and the response, which got a ton of likes, which I think is pretty accurate. It says, "No need. She looks like a cross between." Okay. And I don't want you guys canceled.
skip it.
And a blow up doll combined with her diminutive stature that gives her a childlike quality, and you have an unpleasant combination like those child beauty pageant contests. Basically, she's the human equivalent of mixing milk and orange juice. It's a bad combination like John Benet Ramsey. If you were trying to create the model aesthetic for a girl being sexually exploited by pedophiles, it'd be Sabrina Carpenter.
That's actually
Yes.
pretty spot on.
Mhm.
That's kind of how I feel about it. There was just something a little bit off about her. Like I just was never sexually. I've never been sexually attracted to her,
Yeah.
other than the fact that like what she's doing is somewhat intoxicating.
Yeah.
Her
Yeah, that's a
acts
good-
are intoxicating. She herself is
Right.
not intoxicating.
Yeah. Okay.
Does that make sense?
You guys seen the Espresso music video, right? Have you?
Yeah. And the new one that just came out with her hitchking.
Yeah.
yeah.
where she
I
got
know.
that
We've
big
seen her
boobs.
Eiffel Tower
Yeah,
and
the
all
Juno
the positions.
position.
I know. Yeah.
We know.
Yeah,
Got a
she's
nice
like,
gift.
she's like, if it's not obvious enough, I'm doing this because sex. And I was
Right.
like, yeah, okay. We.
Yeah,
And
cool.
she- I think
sex.
she used to be a Disney kid too, or something.
I don't know if she was in Disney. But
Something
like I
like
said,
that.
she opened for Taylor. And She
Okay.
was the Ritz cracker before she
Yeah.
opened.
Okay.
Mm.
So who is like your right now in like
Oh my!
your one seed right now
My
in
one
entertainment,
seed?
Hollywood, or anything like that?
I need to think about it for a second. I mean,
I honestly, it's a horrible answer. I don't know. But I
Yeah.
mean, Sydney Sweeney, of course, because she's
Yeah,
from Spokane.
I'm kind of a fan of Zendaya. And also that Taylor Russell girl who looks just like Zendaya.
Two black chicks.
Well, I mean, they look really
I mean, they are
identical.
good looking. Although
Who's
Zendaya
Taylor
also-
Russell? Taylor Rooks?
She's Taylor Russell. She's from Bones and All, that movie with Timothy Chalamet.
Mm.
She's also from the Escape Room series, horror series.
The
She's good
Timothy
looking.
Chalamet thing, I don't really get either, because he's just to me like a stage dork.
Yeah, I know.
I don't
dude.
understand. Like,
You guys have talked about him before. I think I've heard you talk about this.
I just don't really. I don't like. He's clearly talented. When I watch Willy Wonka,
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my god, this guy is like a silly actor.
Wait, you thought he was good in Willy Wonka?
You can just see the talent,
Okay,
right? Like you can see this. You
he
can
was
see
just playing himself. I felt like in Willy Wonka.
I didn't really know him. I don't know. I
Okay.
just felt like
Yeah,
he
yeah.
did a good job.
Yeah,
And I can't remember what else I've seen him in.
Are you sure you weren't just wowed by the effects of Willy Wonka?
I get sized for
It's
that.
like
For
chocolate.
Willy Wonka, yeah.
And you're like, you know what? This is a
Sweet
nice.
tooth. He just has a sweet tooth.
He
I
was,
also like musicals.
he was into the whimsical.
Yeah.
You wish you got a
Low
golden
point in
ticket.
my life.
Wait, but keep going. I want to hear.
So I just don't think I know a stud when I see a stud.
Yeah.
Okay, sharp jawline, muscles.
Who's a stud? Scott Eastwood, Clint Eastwood's son.
Yeah, he's a stud.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Arnold's kid. Arnold's
Patrick
kid.
Schwarzenegger,
Yeah, when he was in the third season of White
Yeah.
Lotus.
Yeah, we can't talk about that. We don't want to get you guys fired.
Anyway, yeah.
Like,
That's good.
But he's
I
not.
can-
He doesn't
I
fit.
I can
the-
see why, even though he's not good looking, like I see why Paul Skeens is dating Livy Dunn.
Yeah.
Because he's just a stud, massive man, like a manly man.
Yeah.
I don't understand. Like, if Timothy Chalamet wasn't famous, nobody would be wanting to fuck him.
That's
He
interesting.
just looks like a regular guy.
Yeah, he looks like a waif.
I know. Yeah, he
I have nothing against him, but he's not handsome to me.
He's
Yeah.
just he's a saltine cracker. He's just
He's a
nothing.
drama
right.
bro.
He's just
Yeah,
there.
drama bro.
Yeah.
No, I actually
theater
I
nerd.
had this hot take on Bit Season.
Mhm.
Like I think Livy Dunn is very attractive.
Yeah.
So overheard.
I know, no. But when she did the SI thing and she did the splits, I actually think the splits are the most unattractive thing a woman could do.
What?
It's just the weirdest take ever.
Why?
Because a body is not supposed to contort like that.
Wait. So let me ask you: would you be more attracted by a girl who's flexible or not flexible?
Not flexible.
So you want a girl
Just
when
to
she
lay
bends
there
over
or
to
something.
barely be able to touch her knees?
No,
Yeah.
no. I'm not saying like I'm not saying like like her hips crack when she bends over.
Yeah.
I'm just saying like a woman's leg shouldn't go perpendicular to
Wait.
the
So
ground.
when you like go to a strip club and they do the bit where like they put their legs-
Unattractive.
you know, like, it's
Unattractive.
too much.
Don't
too
like
much.
it. Don't like it when
You don't like contortionists?
Shit.
Yeah.
Don't like it. Unattractive. Body's not supposed
Yeah.
to contort
It's,
like
it's
that.
not a circus show.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
I
No.
mean, just
I
breaking
mean,
your
you like
hip.
what you like, dude. You know?
I mean, she's sitting there just with her legs just spread out. It's
Yeah.
unattractive. She
Yeah.
looks great, but when she does the split, not for me.
That's too much.
It sounds
Too
like
much.
I think you've just watched like maybe too many Art the Clown movies, and so your mind's just going into
No,
weird
no,
directions
I'm
when
not,
you see that.
No, I'm not a big terrorizer guy.
Dude, but I'm with you with the Timothy Chalamet. Like, I wish people had a better, like, the general public is so easily manipulated.
We are, right?
Like, yeah, and us included. But like, I wish I had a better read of like, oh, I'm attracted to. Okay, for instance, one girl who never mind, I can't say this. But she was attracted to somebody who played like the hero in a movie, and she was like, usually I'm not into him, but like now I'm kind of, and I was like, you like the character, you don't like
Mhm.
the dude, and that's not him. And I feel like
Right.
so many, it's like when you go to a bar, you know what I'm saying, and like the bartender is really nice and flirty, and she's actually a 4, but because she's like, and you're like, oh man, who's this chick?
That was
You know
every
what I'm
girl that worked at LA Bar and Grill.
saying? Yeah, all right.
Not Kelly.
That's a throwback.
She was silly, right?
Yeah.
She was super nice.
Gosh, I know they were way too good.
Pours you a beer, she earns up 2
No,
points.
this chick was like way too
I know,
attractive to be
dude.
working at.
Yeah.
that
Shout outs to Kelly from LA Bar and Grill 12 years ago.
bar. Yeah.
Yep.
Maybe she's.
What's she doing now? Go stalk her. I guarantee you, he's gonna look her up. He's gonna look her up.
I think Marty's friends with her. Or he
Yeah,
was at
yeah,
one point.
yeah. And Deborah.
You're gonna have to
Deborah
bleep
was
that.
really Bazilli too. What do you think about him dating Kylie Jenner? Dude, this has annoyed me so much. We talked about it on the show when the Knicks when they were like courtside at the Knicks
I
game,
know,
and
it's just-
he's sitting with Kylie Jenner, and people are like, "Get you a girl that looks at you the way Kylie Jenner looks at Timothy Chalamet," and just like, "Oh man, this guy is winning. He's got this girl." I mean, she's got 2 baby daddies. You know what I'm saying? Her whole entire
I can
face
overlook that.
has been designed by
Yeah.
Me
plastic
too.
surgeons. People forget about how she was the monster of the family. and she had to hide in the
No,
basement.
Chloe was the monster.
Yeah, but dude, I mean, look at old pictures. Like she was. But anyways, it pissed me off. I was like, I mean, if I was a
feel
big time
sorry for
celebrity, I would not be banging Kylie Jenner.
I just don't understand. She's capitalizing on his fame.
Yeah, totally.
You know,
Yeah.
we know what you're into.
He's the famous
She's
one.
capitalizing on his fame because I think it's the other way
It's
around.
just the Kardashian playbook.
Yeah.
You like they just go from guy to guy who's
Yeah.
like relatively
He's the hot
famous.
guy.
Yeah.
Doesn't it creep you out though how easily manipulated we all are? Like I'll see Twitter has just become the For You section. It's just become takes I never even thought to have. And it just, you get flooded, like bombarded with them, and like all these people saying the same things. And I think Elon is doing exactly what Jack Dorsey used to do, just from like a different perspective or something.
Well, doesn't that say what you're into?
Not really, because if I've never even thought to look it up and it just shows up on my timeline, how does that happen?
I don't know. It just builds over time. Valdez was saying something on his For You page the other day.
My,
he was
my
like,
FYP
he was like, aren't you getting dominated by this? I'm like, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. So maybe it's just different for each
They were
one. But it's not
locking it up
something
if I could
I'm
see
looking
that
up. It's just stuff that's shown to me. So
I've seen so many Othellos on my FYP.
Valdez is really into the New York City mayor race.
Are you? By the way, congrats on your nomination.
Violence is a social construct.
oh man.
Yeah, I've never been so invested in a mayoral race that's 200 miles away.
Were you like pulling for Cuomo or
Oh, no, just my timeline was telling me I was learning a lot about socialism.
Yeah.
I will say that.
All right. Well, it's
No sports and politics.
no sports and politics. We gotta do the and we got a couple super chats that we gotta
You
get.
guys got like a sponsor?
Yeah, we gotta give a shout out to our dogs.
Yeah, what are those?
Usually we do it in the middle of the show, but we were rolling.
It's time for our big time P1 shout out.
Let's give it a shot here. Shout outs to Aisha Kendisha.
Oh yeah.
Shout outs to Alex, AJ McCown, Alex Davis, Brendan Cooney, Brendan Smith, Brent Wenzel, Brian Altman, Brian Busties. Shout outs to Carlos N. Shout outs to shout outs to Chad Dukes' Gunt. Again, you guys write them, we just read them. Shout outs to Chris Eller, Danny Loudermilk, David Slat. Shout outs to Don DeMarco, Ernesto Ladon, Craven Moorhead. Shout outs to Iron Mike Sleep. Shout outs to James M, Jen Montana. Cash rules everything around me. Shout outs to JP Flame, Kevin Smith, Korean John, Chris Stein, Matt Brodricks, Matt Starcheck, and my guy Matt Starcheck. Shout outs to Peter Rosencrantz, Phil J, Reggie. Our guy Brad Paints This. Check out his artwork at Instagram.com/Brad Paints This, Sean Kibler, Steven Snowman, William, and Lubomir. That's our $8 tier. You guys can
That's $8, by the way.
subscribe for $5, $8, or $12. The $12 tier you will see down below on your screen. Thank you for supporting the show and keeping us alive. We love y'all.
Yeah.
Drive's face.
What, Trap?
I know. We shouldn't
Comment?
talk about it.
No,
I know.
You guys are fine. My mind is racing.
No, I know. It should be.
What am I doing with my life?
That's the $8 tier.
You guys- Never mind. I don't want to talk about it.
What's wrong?
They would just be doing so well if they could do something like this with bit season.
Yeah.
You know.
I think so.
Buy
too.
Don't Sleep Energy.
yeah. Support Mike at don'tsleepenergy.com.
Shout outs to Iron Mike Sleep. Huge supporter.
Let's give a shout out to our guy, Money Mike, our sponsor since day one.
What is going on here?
I feel like I'm in a Twilight though.
In Northern Virginia, where the sun always shines, Money Mike, he fixes any kind of pipeline. He's got the skills, and he's happy to see you. He won't judge you for having diarrhea. Money Mike.
Shout outs to our guy Mike Cook. Mike Cook has owned and operated his small business all over Northern Virginia for the past 20 plus years. Mike Cook is a third generation plumber. No job is too big or too small. So next time you guys have a plumbing issue, give our guy Mike Cook a call at 703-501-1926. That's 703-501-1926. There's no problem that Mike Cook has never seen. He also does gas lines, So if you have an issue and you go, I don't know what to do. This thing, I've got a poop cruise lining up in my bathroom right now.
Please tell me you watch that.
Just give our guy Mike Cook a call. I promise you, once we get him out to your house,
He should have been on Carnival Triumph.
Oh yeah.
he'll show up. He'll give you a free estimate if it's a bigger job. And all you have to do is mention IDM, and Mike Cook will give you 10% off your final total. Again, that's 703-501-1926. And you can also check out Mike and more information about him at thecliftonplumber.com. That's thecliftonplumber.com. If you support Mike Cook, you're supporting IDM. We love y'all. We'll see you on the Patreon. Peace.
Oh,
Drab's face. It's just
I know,
apple
dude.
pluck
I don't
right
blame
now.
you, dude. You're getting hoard. You both
you
are
guys.
You know,
They're
anyways.
killing it.
It makes me upset.
Is Richmond John still subscribing?
Hell yeah.
All right,
Yeah,
good.
but you know who
Yeah,
refuses
good
to
guy.
check out our show? John DePompa. Thanks a lot, John.
We're still on.
Yeah. All right. Catch us out on the Patreon, patreon.com/IDM pod. I don't know who's hanging out, but we're staying at Valdez's house. So
Hell yeah.
All right, cool.
see you
Drab,
guys.
you can take the kiddies
Is that
home.
the end of the show?